Welcome back, everyone. You're watching the Morning Wood on the Woodward Sports Network. Like I said, we're going to get into the guys' top 5 players in the NFL. All right, so the top 5 that came out of the top 100 that the NFL released were at 5, Josh Allen, then Aaron Donald, Tom Brady, Derrick Henry, and at 1, Patrick Mahomes. So you guys have put together a list. Let's start with you, Jeff. Who you got?
Number 5, I got Travis Kelsey, because let me just say this. He holds the NFL record for the most 1,000-yard seasons by a tight end, which is 5. Single-season receiving yards by a tight end, 14-16, and most 100 reception seasons by a tight end, which is 2. So he's shown us, and tight ends are very important in this game. They do multiple things, and he's shown by far, I know Kittle can be in the conversation, but he's the best pass-catching tight end in quite some time. He's shown that, and I mean, you could argue Derrick Henry, he's coming off a 2,000-yard season, but I think Travis Kelsey just is so much more important, especially on the offensive end. So
I feel like, a dad that took his kid out, all my life I'm playing ball with my kid in the backyard, we're playing catch, and I always tell my kid, if the ball comes to the outside of the plate, just ride the swing. Take it to right field, get your base hit, and walk away safe. Wow, I can't believe... Are you looking at my notes?
No, hey, I'm just...
All right, well,
facts,
my number 5 is also Travis Kelsey.
I got to hide my sheet.
Travis Kelsey has had 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Career high last season in receptions, touchdowns, yards. All across the board. Kelsey has become one of, if not the most dynamic pass-catching tight end in the history of the NFL. In my opinion, he deserves to be in the top 5, and I'm glad we agree on that one, Jeff. Who's your number 4?
Okay, this one was tough because I was deciding between 2 people, and I ended up going with the winner of the last game they played. I'll go for Aaron Rodgers because last year's MVP, he's coming off a monster season. We could talk all day about his ability to throw the football, all right? But he just comes a little short in those big games. I respect the skill, but I can't rank him above Tom, who just threw 3 picks and still beat him. So I don't... Tom is clearly, he's the champion. He had a monster year as well. People forget. I mean, I think Aaron had 45 touchdowns, 4 picks, something like that. Tom had 44 and 12. So he was right behind him. I just think right now, Aaron Rodgers, man, it was hard. It was very hard putting him right behind Tom. But I got him at 4. So I want to hear what you have.
All
Aaron
right,
Rodgers.
good. So now we're getting into the real conversation. So Aaron Rodgers is not in my top 5.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah. Reigning MVP, not in my top 5. Sorry, not going to happen.
Are you... who do you have? I
I'm
need
not
to hear
joking.
this. I need
I'm
to
not
hear
joking.
this. Tell me who you have.
All right, so you kind of mentioned earlier that based on, on your list, you weren't going to rank Rodgers ahead of Brady. So my logic, all right, so you probably have Brady at 3 or 2. Regardless... We're going to stick to number 4. I got Josh Allen. The guy, in my opinion, was actually more of an MVP last year than Aaron Rodgers. Josh Allen is not only ready to explode, he exploded onto the scene last year. The addition of Stephon Diggs helped him grow so much. This is the year that the Bills are going to, more likely than not, end the Chiefs' back-to-back Super Bowl appearance run and probably win the AFC, in my opinion. This is their year. They've got the fan base. They've got the run game. They've got the dynamic quarterback. They've got the wide receiving core. They have the defense. They have pass rushers that they drafted this season in the first round. Josh Allen is the man. In my opinion, he is the 4th best player in the NFL right now. Aaron Rodgers, I will say, though, I will give Aaron Rodgers this. He was number 6. I had him at 6.
How flattering.
I did have him at 6, but I'm sorry. I chose Kelsey over Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, not sorry. Packers fans, FTB, FTP too. F them both.
You know what?
So Rodgers not in my top 5. You can give me all the finesse, all the arm talent in the world. He's missing something that I'm not buying, and he's a dramatic little girl, so I'm not interested. Go ahead.
All right. Obviously, Adam has a little something personal with Aaron Rodgers, but moving on to 3, I'll start. Obviously, I hinted at earlier. It's Tom Brady, because even at the age of 44, he's the GOAT for a reason. We can talk, about his ability to, win Super Bowls. He's got, a ton of them, but he just beat Aaron Rodgers in a playoff game. So that's why I determined the ranking there. And I think Tom coming into this season, yes, he, has a torn MCL. Health is looking a little, scarce, but never doubt Tom Brady. That's one thing I've always learned. Never bet against Tom Brady, and he's proven that every single year. So come this year, I think he'll stay right around that top I have him at 3. I could see him sliding out of that 3 to 4 or 5, but he'll stay around there. So I got confidence. I got Tom at 3. So.
All right, well, this is another one we agree on. I got Tom Brady at 3 as well. The GOAT himself, regardless of his age, though, he's coming off a 40 touchdown, 12 interception season. Unbelievable. Tom Brady's not going anywhere. I do think he's the third best player. It's not so much I'm expecting him to be a top 3, top 5 player given regular season performances, but you saw what he did in postseason last year. Guys, you got to have him in your top 5. Now, I could have had him at 5, 4, 3. It didn't matter. He's definitely not 2 or 1. But he earned that respect last season by leaving New England, going to Tampa Bay, delivering a franchise that was probably just as bad as the Detroit Lions over the last 25 years and helped them turn into Super Bowl contenders. And they ended up winning it. So, sorry, can't help it. Tom Brady, number 3. Jeff.
All right.
Now, this is where I'm going to question you.
No, you're not going to question me.
Who's your number 2?
It's Aaron Donald.
Okay.
Because he's the face of that Rams defense. He's the best defensive tackle in the NFL. He's set, crazy records. And number 1, let me just say this. There's a reason why the Los Angeles Rams are always top among the league in QB pressures and QB hits. It's because of that man, number 99, coming after you. And he might have a down year because people are focused strictly on Aaron Donald, but he's consistent. You know what you get from him. You're gonna terrorize the quarterback, and you're gonna get domination, and that's what Aaron Donald is, and he's done that year in and year out. So deservingly so. He's the best defensive player in football, and you don't have him in your top 3. You're clueless.
Okay, good. So I'm glad we agree somewhere else, but he is not. No.
What?
Everything you said about Aaron Donald is spot on. Number 2 is Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, what more needs to be said about Patrick Mahomes?
So who's your 1?
Back-to-back Super Bowl back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. A fantastic year last year. Super efficient with the ball. Didn't turn over the ball too much. 38 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. We all know who Patrick Mahomes is. Oh, and he happens to play with, as we agreed, the 5th best player in football, Travis Kelsey. It's Tyreek Hill, Andy Reid, dynamic offense. He's not going anywhere. If he would have won the Super Bowl, I'd have him at 1. But again, this is your top players in the NFL. Top 5 players. So for me, I'm sorry, Patrick Mahomes is number 2. I'm going to assume he's your number 1.
Yes, he is. Deservingly so. Because regardless if he just lost in the Super Bowl, he's the most talented quarterback in the NFL in terms of, you can talk about Tom and his ability to win, but Patrick's the best. He make plays with his feet if necessary. He can chuck it all around the field, and he's shown his football IQ is crazy impressive. He hasn't had double-digit assists since his 50 touchdown season. I mean, the guy's crazy impressive, and he's only getting better. Since his rookie year, he's won 10+ games every single year. He's kept Kansas City in the conversation, and if they had an offensive line last year, I think they could have won that Super Bowl. So, if I don't know who you have at number 1, I'm very curious. If you say Derrick Henry, I'm going to come over there and slap you in the face. So here, I'll let you talk.
All right. Well, actually, my number 1 is actually somebody I voted for and I preached for all season to win Defensive Player of the Year, and it's actually Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is, in my opinion, the best player in the NFL. One of, if not the most dominant lineman in the last 20 to 30 years. Guys, he's entering his prime. He's only 6 years in. Already 85.5 sacks for an interior lineman. A lineman that faces 2 to 3 blockers on every play. 13.5 sacks last year. He is one of the most disrupting players in the NFL. I think the respect he was given last year, really, it's one of those things where the media darling TJ Watt should have won Defensive Player of the Year. But if you actually watched the games, Aaron Donald was clearly Defensive Player of the Year. And in my opinion, he is the best player in football. Yes, quarterback super important, but we're just talking at an individual level. Aaron Donald is the best player in football, and I could make an argument that it's by a wide margin. The way he changes the game. Guys, let's just backtrack last year to the Rams. They were not overwhelmingly successful on offense. Jared Goff struggled throughout the entire season. The run game, they couldn't find one until Cam Akers late into the season. They had no identity on offense, really. It was inconsistent. So what happens? Aaron Donald puts on his Superman cape, and that defense carries them the entire way. They were the number 1 scoring defense, number 1 rated defense, number 1 in points. Across the board, they were just the best. Aaron Donald is a big factor in that. And there's a reason they not only got to the playoffs, they won a playoff game. Not because Jared Goff came in and, oh my God, he won a playoff game. No. They won a playoff game because they had a good run game. Cam Akers went off that night. He kind of asserted himself as the number one moving forward. And Aaron Donald beat the living crap out of Russell Wilson that night. Aaron Donald, in my opinion, the best player in football and deserves to be there. Go ahead.
I would agree he's in the conversation. The only argument I'd have is when Aaron Donald succeeded 20 sacks in the NFL and he had that monster season, he was the best player in football. But you're telling me with this Rams defense, the addition of Jalen Ramsey, that Aaron Donald is the best player in football. I don't think there's a player like the quarterback position who can affect a football game. And I think Patrick Mahomes, he's the best player in football to me. That was my argument. But I can't say you're wrong for having Aaron Donald. My question would be, you said by a far, you could argue by a far
I could
margin.
argue it's a pretty wide margin. I could put I could put in Chad Henne, and I trust Andy Reid in that offense to win me 9-10 football games.
I disagree.
I think they win 9-10 football games without Patrick Mahomes. Now, are they as dynamic? Are they as great without Pat? No, obviously. You take out Aaron Donald, the Rams are a 6-5 win team.
Of course. It's like if you take off Patrick Mahomes, they're 5.
No, they're not. They can win. They can win 8, 9, 10
Henne.
games with that offense.
Alex Smith took him to the playoffs. Chad Henne or any other
Chad
quarterback.
Henne damn near made the throw that got them into the AFC Championship game.
He also made a couple bonehead throws in there. But I'm just saying, Patrick Mahomes, his ability to limit your turnovers, take care of the even last year when he was running for his life in that Super Bowl, had highlights like throws that weren't getting completed.
Guys, there's some comments in the chat like Donald was a non-factor. Do you not understand what Aaron Donald goes through every game? There are 3 people waiting for him every snap. 2 linemen, a back, or 3 linemen. He was a non-factor. Great. Green Bay said, all right, this guy is too much of a problem. We got to get the ball out quick, which is why Jalen Ramsey wasn't effective on Devontae Adams. They got him in motion. They couldn't do anything to stop the Packers because the Packers showed up with a game plan. And Aaron Donald, you can say non-factor, but you know what? He was a factor in Seattle. He was a factor all season. And guys, 13.5 sacks for an interior lineman.
It's crazy.
An interior lineman that basically can do, I'm going to reference what Wasim said in the chat. He can basically do what Reggie White did on the edge and what Warren Sapp did on the interior. What kind of player? That is broken. That's what you do in Madden. You make a 6'2", 270-pound ripped interior defensive lineman, and you just get 30 sacks a season with the guy when you're playing because he's just too good. You make him 99 and everything. That's Aaron Donald. Again, given Patrick Mahomes' situation, I could make an argument that you take out both players from their teams, the Rams would suffer much, much more. Much, much more.
I just can't see that,
Jeff.
And I understand the argument because he's the face of that defense. I get that argument, but with Patrick Mahomes, you don't think the entire defense is focused on that dude the entire game, Patrick Mahomes? You don't think the secondary linebackers, they're concerned about this dude scoring on them every single time, considering he barely throws interceptions, he can make plays with his feet. But Aaron Donald, the only thing I would say is he's shown. And we're not talking about just this past season against the Packers, but he can be limited if you focus your game plan on Aaron Donald. You can't stop.
So can any quarterback.
No.
Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes was limited in the Super Bowl
because
they got pressure.
He was running around. Yes, he had no offensive line.
That's how you limit a quarterback. You get pressure on him. Okay. Tom Brady. Go look at the 2 Super Bowls against the Giants. They got pressure on him, limited him, and one of the greatest offenses we've ever seen. You can limit any player if you execute your game plan.
I just think it's
when you throw up 3 linemen. There are teams throughout the season that try it, and they still can't stop Aaron Donald. I'm sorry. No. Aaron Donald has got to be the top-rated player. He earned that respect. I am so proud of every single NFL voter last year that voted him Defensive Player of the Year over the media darling T.J. Watt. He did not deserve to be Defensive Player of the Year. It's that simple. He deserved to be number 2. Congratulations. But he's no Aaron Donald.
Let me put it like this.
He's no Aaron Donald.
Let me put it like this because this is even more like if you're a GM and you have the number 1 pick, you're taking Aaron Donald to start your franchise rather than Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, wait, whoa. I'm sorry. No.
Okay, that's...
No, you always take a quarterback.
Okay.
That's a different conversation that we're having. We're talking the best player in the game right now.
Has the most effect on their football team.
The quarterback has the most effect on any team.
That's the argument I don't understand.
But Aaron Donald makes such a huge impact individually. My quarterback is only as good as his surroundings too.
Yeah.
Again, Patrick Mahomes, he's surrounded by an amazing amount of talent, one of the greatest offensive minds in the game. Aaron Donald is sitting there bench pressing 300-pound linemen like it's candy every single day. Something's got to be said. Kennedy, your thoughts?
I'm actually kind of surprised because I didn't make an official list, but when I was thinking about it, I would have made an argument for Kittle and also McCaffrey. So I was kind of surprised that neither of you had either of them on their list. Do you have a specific reason?
What was the other player, McCaffrey and who?
Kittle.
Kittle was injured all of last season. It's tough to put him there. I think his PFF ranking was what, around 60?
Yeah.
Or not his PFF, the top 100 players they came out with he was at 60.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy
so,
to me.
Well, he was injured last year, and
Right.
it was about last season.
That's true.
And you can get on me about Aaron Rodgers and not having him in the top 5. He was the MVP last year. Not in my book. Josh Allen was the MVP. Took that team to 13-3. I'm sorry. Okay, what did Aaron Rodgers do? He threw more touchdowns, threw the same amount of interceptions. But what changed? They were 13-3 the year prior. They were 13-3 again. They went to the NFC Championship. He choked. They went to another one. He choked. Nothing changed. You can give the regular season award to whoever you want. I'm just telling you who the most valuable players are in the league. In my opinion, the top 5. I gave them to you. I'll recap my list.
It was definitely his story too. Like they drafted a quarterback. He comes in. He's ticked off.
He's a
and he has
baby.
a monster season.
He's a baby.
The
He's
media
sensitive.
loves
He's
that.
soft. That's why he only has one Super Bowl.
God.
It's a soft-ass quarterback.
Clearly, Adam, you don't have him in your top
He rode
5.
Clay Matthews in that defense and Charles Woodson's coattails to that Super Bowl. But regardless, Travis Kelsey, number 5, we both agree. I have Josh Allen at 4. You have Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, we both agreed the GOAT, Tom Brady. Number 2,
we swapped them.
We swapped. You had Aaron Donald. I had Patrick Mahomes. And then I had Donald at 1. You had Mahomes at 1. Guys, thank you so much. That was fun, Kennedy.
I'm glad you guys kind of agreed so much.
Well,
good job, you guys.
Honestly, we agreed with 2, but you know what?
I thought it was going to be way worse.
I'm surprised he put Aaron Rodgers in there. I'm gonna be honest. Like
I'm more surprised you don't have him in your top 5.
I was surprised you had Kelsey in there. I was not expecting you to pull I think you looked at my notes.
No,
there was no way you put Kelsey at 5 without looking at my notes.
I'm not looking at the notes where Donald's number 1. I can't look at those notes.
Well, look at them. It's the truth.
Oh my God.
Kennedy, what's next? What
All
do we
right,
got?
you guys. Up next, we've got some people out there that think the Lions actually out-coached the Steelers in this past preseason game. We'll tell you why when we come back. This is Woodward Sports.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.